Alrighty guys, so we're back on some JJK Phatom Parade, and what I want to do is I just kind of want to go over with what is remaining, because Jujutsu Kaisen Phatom Parade Global has been out for what, 3 months, and with where JP is at on Global, we're about to embark the half anniversary. We're at the halfway stage, 3 months in. We're at the halfway stage practically in the coming weeks, which means, is it possible for them to maybe jump the gun a little bit and provide us with the anniversary characters early? Potentially? Maybe? Possibly. With that, Global could very well catch up. I want to say June, July, but we're going to go over with what's happening this month, what is then left going after the half anniversary. Just before I do all of that though, we got ourselves a code. I mean, to be fair, this code's been out for a couple of hours now, so I'm kind of late to the party on this one, but if you guys haven't, hello, game, what? Why is it not copy? Game, yeah. What? There we go, I was about to say, you better give me my AP pot. Unfortunately, no cubes, but I mean, I'll take it for the AP pot. So the rhythm that Global goes in, as you guys can see, is that there's always a plethora of events at the ready. With that always comes with characters and whatnot, right? So by the end of the week, as you guys can see, practically everything is going to be gone except Nanami, and that includes the banner itself. So you know what that means. We're getting another character, we're getting more events. It's something that they do so that way they can get through all of the content as soon as possible in preparations for the half anniversary to happen at the end of January going into February. That then sets them up quite nicely to then have the first year anniversary content planned for the half year anniversary mark for Global. I'll get into with how many characters Global and JP will be apart when we get to the half year anniversary mark, because it's not going to be far off. It won't be that far off, especially with the pacing that JP is going at. So what I did, as you guys can see, so these are the remaining characters before we go into the half year anniversary mark for Global. Again, this is all in the span of January. Alright, so Nanami just came out, we still have Mekamaru, we still have Itadori, we still have Todo, and we still have Panda. These 4 characters have still yet to drop and will be dropping in the span of January. Within the next, okay, so I'm looking at the days and I'm looking at the weeks. They might pull a 2-in-1 week. Because if they're scheduling for Toji, Geto, and Toji, Geto, and Gojo to drop near the end of January, going into February, then 100% within the next 3 weeks, those 4 characters, especially because I mean they could technically do 2 characters for per week, but they would have to do a week where they kind of squeeze in content, and I kind of predicted that, saying that that's probably what they're going to do at a certain point, and yeah, that might be the case with how things are, if that's the schedule they're going with. I'll also throw Mahito in there. Mahito did drop with Itadori on JP, so if you are waiting for Mahito, who he should be technically releasing in January, because that's the timeline that JP did when it comes to releasing him. So if you're holding on to your coins, don't worry, he'll be releasing this month, as he should be scheduled to. So once we get that out of the way, that will then release these 3 boys, these 3 powerhouses of characters. People will do their summons, the half anniversary, they're amazing characters, and then once that is set in stone, and once we get through February, because I think they would use that time to kind of get these boys out there, because it's 3 separate banners. There's actually very long events going on for the half year anniversary that I've seen. So there's that will keep us occupied by a lot, so they might actually maximize the half year anniversary content within February. But then this is why I say for the half year anniversary they need to make it into May and then leading into June, so that way it gives us more room to get the next piece of content out, because at that very moment, once we get through all those characters, it is then on the 2nd batch. So this is half anniversary and onwards, so we still have this Mai, Miwa, Inumaki, Nanami, so on, Sakurindo, Maki. Okay, so we've got all these characters to drop. By the way, this is the newest SR character. This is the only newest SR character that I've seen. They've never ever dropped any other new character that is an SR rarity. But this character releases with Yaga, so this counts as 1. So that's 9 additional characters. 9. I'm gonna be honest, I was like, for whatever reason, my brain was like, there might be. I was thinking that there was like more than 9, but the fact that I'm only counting 9, and this is for the second batch, they can easily fit that in with March going into April. And then if they wanted to, because 26th of April is the actual date for the half year anniversary, going into the end of April into the beginning of May, that will then hit the pre-anniversary mark. So with the pre-anniversary content, that will then introduce Yuki, and then at that point on, we're then smooth sailing with the first year anniversary content kicking off in May with Itadori, Gojo and whatnot. We'll have the movie rerun if they choose to drop Miguel in between then, or if they want to drop Miguel beforehand with Yuki, then they can kind of maximize on the hype characters being Itadori, Gojo and Sukuna, and that way that will then lead into, if they want to, they can push Sukuna either at the end of May or at the beginning of June, and then at that very moment, that's the first year anniversary mark done. And now we're in the Shibuya arc. And so with the span of them trying to catch up and releasing all those content and characters, with the way JP is handling their pacing, it's like every 2 to 3 weeks we get a new character. JP can do events only, so we might actually have a time where it might even be 4 weeks where we get a new character. So I'm predicting around about when Global gets to the half year anniversary mark, JP will probably be around about 4 to 5 characters ahead. And so my prediction is maybe Global will catch up July to August, one of these days, because they will spam drop the remaining characters that were split between, right? And then at that point we're synced. I know that for a fact, that they will ×2 speed the remaining characters. Once we get to the first anniversary mark, whatever character comes after, being the Shibuya arc and all that good stuff, with the remaining 4 or 5 characters that they're out, they can easily drop all those characters in a month, hands down. They will not hesitate to drop multiple characters in a week. They've done it before. They've done it multiple times. I am expecting them to do it this time round. I am expecting them to do it when it comes to the second batch of characters. So yeah, I reckon July, August is when everything will be synced up for JP and Global. So that's kind of what we're waiting on, and that's kind of like the scheduling that I'm kind of predicting of where everything drops. So everything you're seeing here is going to be dropping in January, obviously with the remaining characters, these boys. They will then lead into February. That will then lead into these units all dropping before May, right? Because in May, that's when the anniversary will truly kick off. So March, April, all of this is going to be squished in. That will then lead to the final characters being the broken characters for the first anniversary mark. And then at that very moment, like I said, 4 or 5 characters difference between Global and JP. And Global will drop those characters ASAP, so that way they can sync up. And then at that point, there's no more help for Global in terms of, you know, future scheduling. Because that's one of the positives about Global, about knowing what's to come. Because I know some of you guys are waiting for these characters. I know some people are pre-planning for these characters. You know, some people have already pre-planned for the half anniversary characters. So that advantage play is no longer going to be there near the July mark of Global. So that's all I really wanted to go over. Just kind of go over and just kind of go over the scheduling of how Global and JP is doing things and their pacing. And yeah, JP is very like there is a big cut between from when they drop characters. Again, with me saying 4 to 5 characters in between, it could be less because there's original storyline to be added. If you guys don't know, the original story, a second set of it is actually being created as of right now, so that can get thrown into the mix. New events like that, we've got new boss fights happening. There's a potential system, like there's so much more still to come on JP that's going to keep us occupied, that again there might be even a larger wait between characters, new characters releasing. So even though I'm saying there's a 4 to 5 character difference between when Global gets the half anniversary characters as their first year anniversary characters, it could be less. And if that is the case, then Global's going to be catching up a lot sooner than we thought. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with. That's what I'm kind of preparing for. And hey, being free to play in Global, I got to play it right. So I might just get my Team Gojo and just kind of dip and just save what I can. Because in the span of 2 months, man, so much content is going to be releasing. But then again, I guess the plus side is because we're going to be skipping a lot, that will then set us up for the 1st anniversary. But yeah, I'm predicting May for the half anniversary to kick off with the 1st anniversary characters.